Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again here with the Female Pro League Season 1 Frozen Diva. And guess what? After the gruesome battles of weeks after weeks, we're finally arriving at the grand final. It's the pinnacle. And it's going to be my man Warren up alongside with me, Scared Yet, as your hosts and casters here, my guys. We're having an immaculate time here, Warren. In this grand finals, there's only one team that will lift up the trophy. How excited are you? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, thank you for a lovely introduction. And I have to say that quite a journey it was, because we had so many teams. I remember the graphic where we had all the teams. Of course, now in the playoffs we had only the top 8. If I'm counting right, yes, top 8. But I still remember the graphic where we had all the teams. I don't know how many was there. I lost count, but I think it was like 12, 13, something like that. Quite a lot.
Yeah,
quite
I
a
mean,
lot.
you just had to add 2 there. It was 14 teams where we began.
14. Oh, I lost one. That's the math. That's why I failed it 3 times actually. But I managed to pull through at the latest moment. So that's what's important.
Alright, I mean, understandable. Alright, as long as you were able to pull it through, right? But here's the thing, my man Warren, it's only one team that will pull through this grand finals today, which will be best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure that you subscribe to the ESEL here and do not miss out on that best of 5 action. It's going to begin in the next few minutes right now, and you'd want every single person who you know to watch this thing, because it will crown the queen of Europe, the best team in the entire continent.
And for the first time ever, that should be added for sure, because we didn't really have anything like this before. So yes, there are some things that are coming up. Yes, there are some other tournaments that you might be able to see. For example, Season 2, called Emerald Diva, of course, here brought to you by ESEL. But yeah, even beside that, which of course will be hype, starting on May 7th, registration is open and prize pool is $750. So yeah, quite nice, quite good, I would say. How many diamonds is that, Scared? You are the deep dive man. So do you know how much diamonds that is?
I mean, don't ask me those questions which I don't know the answer of, my man, because it's the dollars to diamond conversion. I know rupees to diamond conversion, just because of where I come from. But yeah, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Probably 70,000 diamonds or something, maybe even more than that. But we'll find all of that out, ladies and gentlemen, because that will begin from May the 7th. The registration begins from May 2nd, and then we'll move forward with the main event on 7th of May. And if you want to join, if you want to be a part of that extravaganza, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in the description, and also subscribe to the ESEL YouTube, also Instagram, every other platform where you can find them. Make sure you join them, because once you do that, that's when you'll get the opportunity to finally stand up on this stage where FUT Esports are standing, where Frozen Divas are standing. We just had a look at the roster of Frozen Divas there, my man, and now we are watching FUT Esports. Warren, what are your expectations from this grand finals?
Yeah, we just had Zero Vision's roster, as you mentioned. Now we have FUT Esports coming right up, and formidable rosters. Those are ladies that are not scared to get their hands dirty with the blood of battle. They are not afraid to punch whoever stands in their way, and they are not fearful about showing off some damn skills, and how many skills they had shown us, and how much more they will have to show us, because either way, if this is 3-0 or if it's a full BO5, it will still go to at least 3 games, right? So those 3 games will have to be good. They will have to be very well executed in order for it to be the clean 3-0. Or if it will not be as clean, well, then we are looking at the 5 games. Scared? I know the answer, so I'm not gonna ask you. You won the full series, everyone does. But other than that, I would just like to add that the BO5s and BO7s are quite tricky, because BO3s Okay, full BO3, 3 games. The short BO3 is 2 games. Not such big of a difference. Let's be clear. But the BO5s, 3 to 5, BO7s, 4 to 7. Man, it starts to get, you know, kinda. It hurts you. It hurts you when you are promised the BO5, the BO7, and then it doesn't get delivered in the full extent.
Yeah, that is true, man. But again, considering the strength of FUT esports here, you know, we have seen these people play previously. We know what kind of capabilities they have. So I really feel that it is highly possible that FUT esports might actually steamroll this one. But we know that Frozen Divas are not to be underestimated, if anything. We've got all the players of FUT esports up in front of us: Unohana, Kujo, Zendaya, Miko, and Nora. We also saw all of the people hopping in from the side of Zero Vision as well. Again, pretty solid roster if you talk about it. Wasabaying, Apricot, Sunlight, Baby Irie,
You know Hannah emoting in the left? Did you see that emote?
Yeah,
that Fortnite emote she pulled off?
she just likes to do all of that stuff, man. It's her having her own fun time, enjoying. And that's something that we all really like, ladies and gentlemen. But what you're going to like more is going to be this draft, which is going to be happening up here, right beside us, with the Hilda being banned as the first one, where FUT esports start on the red side.
The red side. If there would be something like a fearless draft that's in Sobas, I would say that the red side could be the bite, because eventually you have the worst side, because you have access to less picks. But here, of course, we are not having something like, I believe in mlbb nomenclature, it should be brave draft, right? Brave, that's the name.
Yep.
So yeah, but we are not having that. We are having the straightforward one, and people differ. Some people say they love blue side, some people say they love red. Which side are you on, Scared?
I mean, here's the thing, man. At this point, I just personally feel that red side is the one that kind of gets the opportunity in the draft. Where for the blue, yes, they end up dictating, considering the bans that we normally see. But the red side is the one that actually can hamper your entirely and be like, you know what, yeah, that's what you wanted to go for. Cool, we're not going to ban out what we normally should ban. So now you are in that precarious position where you've got to choose one, you've got to let go of the other. Out here right now, as we see, we do not see a Freya ban, which normally is supposed to be there on the side of FUT, but they haven't done that, which means they're kind of baiting Zero Vision to pick up the Freya. Oh, hold on a second.
No one takes the bait. It's a carry.
It's a Marcel. It's going to be a Marcel Freya combination for FUT.
That might be. But let's give it some time, because it might be Harley. Because at the same moment, you don't really want to give him over. Yeah, you don't really want to give him over, and you're picking up those two guys. One much beefier than the other, but both nonetheless very deadly. I would say they kind of are the kings of this patch so far.
Here's the big thing. I really like the way how FUT are picking up their heroes, right? They know that Marcel is not going to go anywhere. Zero Vision are probably not going to pick it. So they locked in the Harley, and they picked up the Phoveus, because Freya gets heavily countered by Phoveus with the constant bonks on her face. And now it seems like it's a good opportunity to actually lock her, considering Baby Irie has picked up the carry. But there's also the other part of the spectrum, Warren, where carry actually plays pretty well into the Freya in the gold lane.
She's quite alright. Khalid slipping into the hands of FUT would be a nice addition to their comp, would secure that mid lane prio, potentially, because right now you can be looking to cancel out all the heavy early game roamers. Kaja is gone, now you can aim at Grok, you can aim possibly, who else? I know Gatot is kind of solid, but it really depends about the matchup. He's not lead where he just... Kalia Grok, I think, would be the nice options.
It's a good option with the Kalia Grok. I kind of like that idea. It also, the Kalia works really well with the carry as well. So yeah, exactly. I think so. For esports might want to ban her out. Grok overall is a really solid pick. But they want to ban out the Gatot Kacha. You mentioned about him as well, how good he can eventually work with, considering the amount of dive there is from Zero Vision right now. Harith being banned out.
I think they want to go Freya on their pick. Because banning Gatot kind of to me. Would Gatot be really that troublesome for Favos and Khalid? I don't think so. But if Freya gets caught in the taunt, in the knock-up, well, that's bad news. There's probably Vengeance burned, or maybe even a dead Freya.
And the Guinevere brings in the exact same idea like the Gato. That's why you banned her out as well right now. So I think so, it does make sense in one way. But I'm surprised that it's actually a Lunox in the Harith ban. I believe for esports don't really like to pick that Freya up so much. And that's why Zero Vision are like, yeah, we don't really need to pick her up either or ban her out. We can just ban out the comforts of for esports on the other end. That's why they banned away the rest too. And right now, I mean, the Claude is open, but Miko locks in the Moskov. That feels a little bit more of a comfort, and he's the Kalia that you were mentioning, Warren.
She is here and she is ready to rumble. Yeah, I don't think it will be Novaria. But revamped Idora, let's go. Nah, Gord makes probably the most sense. He outranges. And he has been pretty solid. Wait, what? nah, they just mocking us. They just mocking us.
She's just randomly flexing the skin. It's fine. I don't think so that's going to happen.
Or maybe. Break it down, Scared, because I don't know about Valentine. Like, I'm excited, but I don't know. She
can steal it with a Tsunami Slam.
Okay, and what else?
And that works really well with the Harley. It's like having a Kalia on both the sides, and if anything, Zendaya can take up the Phoenix Fury as well from IA, and eventually that will give you that all-map vision, and you'll know where Apricot is going to be sitting with that Kalia. So you kind of deny that as well at the same time. I do like the idea of the Valentina, considering she's also gone with the Purify. It is going to be very difficult for Apricot to handle that, and we don't see the same thing either from Baby Ivy or from Ayaye. So both of them can be picked up by that Tsunami Slam if she goes in with it, ladies and gentlemen, because this could very well be an outdrafting moment with the very last pick out here as FUT Esports set their foot in the land of dawn. Again, Zero Vision, who were all their eyes on the prize.
Everyone is locked on the prize with their eyes. Lovely chest of from you. Khalid already lurking and not letting Sunlight farm her own jungle. What to expect from Khalid, right?
They're slowing down the opponents. Now it does seem like the Little Wanderer control will go into the hands of Kujo for FUT Esports. You can see them clearing out the mid-wave quickly, and yeah, they're back to full HP as well. Look at that. Sunlight is busy taking her bear camp as well, so that's the neutral objective, but it's fine. Zero Vision don't really mind that. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think something crazy should be. Oh, maybe. No. Oh, Terrify. Maybe Nora goes for the first blood and she gets it. Wow. Apricot.
The Quicksand Guard just to save the life, and yeah. I believe, Warren, you're about to say that Apricot did not realize the amount of damage that's going to be put on her.
Well, I rather wanted to say that she kind of sold me on the fact that she's gonna live. She literally baited me into thinking that she's gonna live. But wait a second, there's Sunlight flying in under the Kati trying to take away Zendaya, but she cannot because Zendaya is too far away.
Yeah, seems like she's using that sunscreen right now, and yeah, that sunlight ain't really reaching her or doing any harm. Just creating that distance, creating that gap, but up top.
There is the 1v2. Can Vossa Beijing be fine? Well, kinda. If you count losing half HP before a turtle, fine. Then she is.
She's okay for now. But on the other side of the spectrum, yeah, she's also level 4, so that is a good thing. But they haven't really maintained a lot of control out there towards the pit right now. Zendaya and Kujo, both of them are here, and now Nora will also join with Unohana.
What's up, Beijing knows her job. She's trying to separate Fabulous from the fighters. The Kalia Tsunami Slam, and there is everyone fighting anyone. But Unohana dies for a spear of destruction, misses. And that means that Zero Vision will be... No, Kujo, now she has to say something about that turtle, because she has it. For esports, with a lost fight, but a won objective.
Stole it at the very last second there, my man. And yeah, I think so. Zero Vision are going to be kicking their feet onto the ground right now by missing that. They did every single thing properly out. They made sure that What's Up Beijing is going to win out the lane against Unohana. She's going to deal a ton of damage right before Unohana could join in that turtle fight. And because of that, slight bit of advantage. Hold on, up top.
Kujo, Deadly Magic forcing the flicker out, and there is the 2v3, yes, Sunlight flying in, trying to chase, but I don't think she can chase anyone. She will try to get the purple buff, but I'm not quite sure. Alright, she's going for it. Apricot is there. She doesn't have the Tsunami Slam. Nora, can she die? There's Izeti, and ultimate has been stolen away from Zendaya. Corrosion side completed on Moscow, but he's not really in the fight. There is Baby Irie though, and she has been able to... Oh, well, those spears... I bet Mieko wasn't playing the TikTok filter. Did you play it? Scare those, or would you miss those?
I don't know, man. I don't like Moscow for a particular reason here. That the SODs are not really that reliable in terms of joining the fights. Yes, if you hit them, you're lucky, but if you miss it, which is mostly the scenario, it's gonna be tricky. Sunlight, yeah, she's safe. She's okay. And yeah, coming back to the same thing right now, Zero Vision have got the winning lanes. Both the EXP as well as the goal is where they eventually will win. And that is one of the big reasons why they will have the advantage over towards the turtle right now, because FUT have to invest multiple members just to try and equalize the lanes on the sides, which gives advantage to Zero Vision with their game plan. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I don't think you are getting What's Up Beijing. She's actually baiting you for Sunlight, who's flying in, and she tries to execute the run-in members, but no, she got baited herself. She dies to Deadly Magic. There is What's Up Beijing now left alone to fend for herself, and she dies because she cannot play this 1v4, even though there was no dominance has been built yet.
A bit of an miscommunication error, I must say, right? Yeah, because FUT Esports had 4 members in that exact same fight, with just Miko not being there. Everyone else from the side of Zero Vision, apart from the 2 fighting there, that was Sunlight and What's Up Beijing, they were doing their own things right now. Tsunami Slams used up on both the sides, but it did not lead to anything.
Yeah, actually Zendaya used it on, I believe, yeah, what really happened there? Because I saw her Tsunami slamming away, but there is no Purify on the other side. Well, let's get to back to that later, because there's a raging sandstorm, but Nora, she might be paying with her life. There is the quicksand guard. SOD connects finally, and it might change the tide if Miyako joins and she wall bangs Baby Irie, but it's too late. Sunlight gets a kill and gets an objective. Miyako, she doesn't have the Trinity at all. She doesn't damage Kujo running for her life. She might die. No, Miyako doesn't hit because Sunlight was too far away.
Barely surviving with the skin of her teeth at that moment right now, and Baby Ivy as well, just going in for that tower push. This could be a bit of a problem for the side of FUT Esports right now. That scaling is really solid for Baby Irie. Yeah, I understand. Miko scales up in the same manner.
Yeah, let's not get overexcited. There was the Purify. But maybe, wait a second, Miyako, there's the ult. Yeah, I got baited same as you. You thought the fight starts, I thought the fight starts. It didn't really lead to anything.
Yeah, they're just taking their sweet time in that. Just trying to traverse the waters a bit, you know, just touching the surface and then hopping back without really actually causing major ripples onto the surface. That's one of the main things where they're not fully committing to those fights. If anything, they're baiting the other team to commit, and then they want to go for the re-engage. Apricot on the other side, though, just flickers out of the raging sandstorm from Nora. And that is a bit of a big resource being baited out, I must say. Yes, Raging Sandstorm will be up in the next 40 seconds, but the Flicker is an important one with over 120 seconds of cooldown.
The Flicker is a big one. There's a Tsunami Slam on Yunohana, and here goes her Flicker. Sunlight leading the charge, going in, trying to go for Nora, but no, doesn't really find her target, and Ultimate's burned. Actually, Raging Sandstorm should be back on. Kujo jumping out. Baby Irish, did she use her speed light views, or is it on cooldown? Like, since last, I don't know, yeah, she did. All right. Yeah,
she did.
You give this turtle then.
Yeah, there's a bit of an opening there, considering there's no Tsunami Slam on Apricot, but there we go.
Well, Yunohana has completely different idea. She will just slam her monolith into the face of sunlight until she is no more, and she is lying dead in the forest of her own jungle. Food Esports with a turtle take.
Seems like this time this moon is under the eclipse of the Astaroth's eye of Phobius, man. That is not really looking pretty. Even sunlight being blocked by that. Because once the eclipse is casted, it catches everyone, and Kujo is having a fun time trying to force out those flickers from Ayayi. Almost catching it fully.
Yeah, it's crazy, the burst. Lightning Trenchant will even help out with that furthermore. What's up, Beijing, with a pretty not nice face check, almost dying. Yeah, the problem with Favos is that it doesn't matter that he's 0-2. It's a goddamn Favos, but there's a Tsunami Slam. Maybe if you kill him first, that can work. No, yes, you killed him first. Vosa Beijing has been traded for it because she was kind of low, but Nora dies, as well as Zendaya. It's a triple kill for Baby Irie, and she tries to get more. Sunlight dies, though. It's a trade. Kujo with a double, and Mieko gets Kalia. So the killing spree of Baby Irie has been cut short by two valorous ladies from Foot.
Phenomenal play again from Foot Esports. The kiting that came in from Miko and Kujo was absolutely perfect. And here's the thing, Miko on this Moskov has farmed up so well that she's completed the Trinity right now. And not a few hundred gold ahead of Baby Irie. Under somewhere around what, 9-minute 30-second mark now. That is a massive achievement. Because with this, Foot Esports will be able to control the entirety of the map more than what Zero Vision would want. And just because of that, they can take the fights on their own. If anything, they can try and bait out a forced engage from Apricot. And Zendaya and Mako, both of them have got those purifiers. So I don't think so it's going to be that easy by Zero Vision to claim everything back, considering they're also at a 3.5k deficit in the gold.
True. Two flickers are missing. They will not have it for the next 30 or seconds, so that's bad news. If Foot Esports decide to try to take a fight or make a fight happen, it could be nice, and they know they are on a timer, so Mieko starts it, and they are kind of dancing around a lot, not really deciding either way, but the clock is ticking. 10 seconds, and Kalia will have her flicker. 20 seconds, and Baby Irie will have her own. Yeah, I think Foot Esports missed the window.
It is possible, but still want to see how they could eventually try and take control, right? Because I don't think so they fully missed out the window. Here's the thing. They still have it. They're kind of baiting another fight from Zero Vision. They want at least 1 or 2 picks, and then they'd probably go for the slot. And they're also putting that lane pressure, right, for that far lane. Miko is constantly pushing towards that TA2.
Ooh.
Now, this should be a hint for Zero Vision to go for the Lord, though.
Malefic gun completed for Miyako. If she looks to join this fight, it could be deadly, but right now Sunlight is the one who's being deadly. She's trying to go for Zendaya, and she's successful in that. She kills her. SOD. Miyako, can she change the tide? She got knocked up and she dies. It doesn't matter how far up you are. If you are stunned the whole time, you are being killed. Nora and Kujo are the only two living ladies for Foot, and Kujo has been just caught off guard by Apricot. She knows that Kujo has been lurking in the bush. Kujo will try to do so by the steal, but she's not successful in that. Kujo will try to get the pick off, but Apricot, that's not worth. You gave shutdown to Baby Irie. What did you do?
This is the carry that scales up really well with the Trinity in the latest stages of the game, and that's where Zero Vision are finally pulling themselves back. A bit of an extended team fight there, which exactly is what Zero Vision wants, and they utilize that. 5-2 by Baby Irie on this carry. I mean, Cujo has been trying to find those angles onto her, but it's just a positioning that's been too freaking good. Sunlight was Beijing, and Apricot have been on the faces of an esports, so this front to back is finally kicking off after the Trinity is completed. And I'm pretty sure with that Rose Gold Meteor, she'll have that sustain which she needs to try and shut down Meiko again.
There are two outliers. Oh, maybe there's one more. Sunlight getting caught off guard. That's not the moment you can afford to die, Sunlight. Now, instead of maybe getting 2 towers, you get only 1 and probably not the second. And maybe you could have even been looking at a push on the top side, because now, look at them. 3 members trying to take down Lord. In the meantime, you could have been getting the top tower. Sunlight, after a gorgeous fight, now not keeping up the pace.
That has been, I mean, it's been multiple times where she's been picked off, unfortunately.
Raging
like
Sandstorm, and she flickers into it. Ay. What did you do? Baby Irie is able to save it though. You know, Hannah trying to go for that back line, but she doesn't have enough damage. Kujo will try to deadly magic it, and there's the Miyako with the pickup of nature. So you can't hurt me if you don't do damage to me. Someone against Miyako. Miyako with a nice wall bank, and Sunlight can chase furthermore.
Yeah, I think so. She should have gone for that fight. She would have won it, considering her passive was almost up as well. I think so. She kind of thought maybe Miko is going to burst her down in that situation. Bit of a overly safe decision, I must say, but it's absolutely fine. She's prioritizing her life right now. This is what those early few pickups do to you out there, man, because initially, if you think, Sunlight would always take that fight in that situation, but just because of the way how she's been picked off multiple times in this entire game, 4 to be precise, it's about time that she finally plays it a bit more safe right now. They can catch Miko.
Miyako is not as easy to prey upon because she does so much damage, but actually there was a trade happening. A roamer for a marksman. Baby Irie will be able to clean it up. You know, Hannah cannot match the damage, and Nora has to flicker out of harm. And there is Zendaya running to Kujo. Can she get a pick off? No one knows about her. No, they do. Now they do. And Kujo with a pickup of the Starlium side. So extra burst for this little rascal.
Also, Beijing has always been on those flank avenues where Cujo would want to hop in from. And that's why she's been kind of scouting out this Harley, man. You've been knowing
Cujo?
the tendencies of the brother of Leslie.
She tries to go for the steal. Can she get it? No, she can't. Sunlight with the Baby Irie finishing up Zendaya together with Nora. And it's a 3-man, almost a wipeout. Actually, Miyako respond in the mean if you know Hannah, but it almost was. And well, Lord in the hands of Zero Vision as they will try to close this one out.
It's going to march down from the bottom lane, so I still feel for esports will have all 5 members defending the base unless Zero Vision force a fight at this moment and try and pick at least one of them off.
Well, they are trying to force a fight now, and there is the Tsunami Slam Immortality. Can she swap fast enough? No, she doesn't have enough gold. Killing spree for Sunlight, and they will destroy the base crystal, and they cannot be defended because everyone was dead. Zero Vision. Wow, that was beautiful.
Amazing play indeed from Zero Vision. Right from the beginning, it was going back and forth a little bit, and then you saw a moment where they kind of lost it, where the full control was going in the hands of Foot, and then in that one fight, the carry getting triple. Baby Irie standing up so very well for her team, eventually also putting such a low HP down onto both Zendaya and Miko in that scenario. I believe that was one of the big reasons where we finally saw everything getting swapped, where the control was taken away from Foot and it was given to in the hands of Zero Vision, and eventually they were able to just close this one out. Lovely call in that final fight as well, where everyone decided to hop on both Uno, Hana and Miko. The Tsunami Slam was right on point. Unohana's Infernal Pursuit was baited out perfectly. And then you eventually forced them to use up their immortalities to finally finish off the game. Realized they had that 10-second window. Amazing play from this team.
Yes, I agree with that. But at the same note, with the same breath, I have to pick apart the Favos' build. I didn't quite like it. Why did he went for Radiant Armor second item? I know it's great. I know it's cheap. I know it does everything. I was praising it, I believe, last Frozen Diva we had. I was saying, oh my god, Radiant Armor, you should buy it. You should have actually 3 Radiant Armors every game. But the problem was, well, actually, the issue lied where I wasn't really the problem. The damage was coming from Baby Irie, the damage was coming from Sunlight, and you didn't have any tools at your disposal to deal with them. I believe she ended up with 0 kills, not to disgrace her name or anything, but she didn't really have impact. She was there more for the ults, more for a little bit of damage, but she wasn't the threat. You needed Chestis and probably even Blade Armor to be a threat to the carry, because every time Favos jumped on top of her face, carry was just like, alright, no problem, Favos, thanks for the kill, see you around.
I agree that Justice Pauldron was one of the most prioritized items, or it should have been the most prioritized item, especially against that carry. So, I mean, some things that for esport would eventually need to fix up before they head in that game number 2. Because we have seen the potential of this lineup, right? Especially with the Marcel and the Guinevere into the jungle. We have seen how well this team plays out in the scenarios when they get their comforts. They will end the game in under 10 minutes. They do not let you farm up. And all of those things combined, it becomes really difficult to stop them all out. And I think so this is going to be one of the ways where Zero Vision can deny that win condition to them by not allowing them to pick the Marcel or the Guinevere, though. Both of them were kept open in that previous draft. I believe it was a choice.
Marcel was.
Even
Guinevere, they shoot themselves in their own foot.
Yeah,
because they banned. Yeah, second phase they banned her, yes. First phase, no, but yeah, second phase she was gone. Now we will see a little bit of a switch up in the second draft, and it will be Foot on the blue side. So at least in their eyes, they feel like the red side was maybe the problem. So let's see how can they draft on the blue. And it's funny because during the draft, me and you, we both felt like they had all the cards. They were playing it so well. We were highlighting their draft. We were saying, oh, it's so good. But well, that first pick carry that was there basically for the whole draft was the biggest threat to your comp. That's funny to me because man, you should have prepared for that.
Maybe I respect ban this time around, considering Foot on the blue side, right? So they can potentially go for that, or if anything, they can just steal that fun away from Baby Irie. One of the 2 ways with which you can eventually deal with what the other team is trying to throw at your faces. The last ban, or rather the second ban from the side of Zero Vision, should be a Freya, or if they don't really care about that, they ban out the Hilda.
I would like to highlight that Unohana is still keeping her composure and her happy vibes. I was mentioning that before when we saw her on the webcams, I believe, that she's kind of cheering for the team, you know, like you are missing 1 point and she's still smiling. She's like, all right, girls, it's fine. We got this. That's super important, guys.
I agree with that one, man, because having those happy vibes is what leads you to good decision making, which ends up snowballing into you having a really good game, or at least having a calm mind and a clear mind to make that split-second choice. So out here right now, for esports, really need to choose what they want to pick.
They did ban her.
Exactly, the respect being shown where it's deserved. I mean, they don't want to pick her, they simply ban her out. Because, look at that. They've got the options between Freya, Marcel, Guinevere, Baxia. There's a ton of options available.
Well. If last game you didn't lose with Valentina, I would say first pick Valentina, but yeah, it's kind of like... Many options, as you were saying.
What do you normally lock in this case? Because you now have to make those choices. What can be traded off with the enemy versus what can be prioritized? And it's the Claude coming in. I really wanted to see the Claude in the previous game itself instead of the Moskov. If anything, Claude would have brought in a lot more resources on the table, especially hopping in with a Blazing Duet. And I believe that would have been enough because Cujo was getting down people to very low HP. So Mako would have been on that job then by lowering down their HPs because of the Trinity. And then Cujo would have been on that answering trail right now. But a good answer from Zero Vision.
It is a good answer, but because I didn't have time, but I would like to once again say that the drafting from foot is kind of smart. You ban Curry, you pick up Claude. Now they can go for Moscow, but if they don't go for him on the third pick, you can ban it. Kind of put in this pressure there, so it feels like you are holding the cards. But let's hope that they have all the aces. Ooh, Marcel with the Guinevere. Okay, that's the team comp you were talking about. Let's go.
I absolutely like the idea right now. And this entire composition pairs up so well with Guinevere. Not with the Claude per se as much because, again, you don't really want frozen targets when you're going in with a Blazing Duet, considering it gets entirely wasted. But it's absolutely fine.
Don't the ult shots get stuck in the ult?
Yeah, they do. They don't get stacked up. If anything, so it's a very. First of all, the people become untargetable, so you cannot utilize those basic attacks because you need to have a target up in front of you in order to stack that one up, right? The only thing that works with Marcel is the skill damage. With the Beatrix's, Bennett's Rage, Granger's Death Sonata and Rhapsody, Kimmy's auto attacks, that kind of projectiles, so that works. Chang'e with the ultimate, right? The Meteor Shower. All of these are projectiles. Yeah, I know it gets really annoying in the rank game. So they can actually be paired up well.
I rather wanted to say it's kind of on the nose, like Chenji or Chang'e. She's kind of on the nose. So I was,
I know.
As you master of all the knowledge there is together from mlbb, I was expecting something really niche and not you coming up with Chang'e, because I think everyone knows that she might be decent with Marcel.
Yeah, she gets pretty annoying, to be honest. You get instantly bursted down if that gets stacked up well.
Yeah, for a bit I was like, all right, we have some Argus. Shout out to my old main. I used him for like 50 games, climbed into Grandmaster and thought I'm basically an esport player. Good old times, 4 years ago. Well, yeah, it will be Favos actually, making much more sense.
It does right now. Maybe Irie hops on to a bit more comfort onto that Irithel. So that's going to be something different now. She kind of wins the lane against the Claude, but overall against everyone else, she will feel a little bit threatened. Zendaya picks up the Lilia though, so she will have that range and mobility to work with. Plus with the black shoes, you can simply hop back away from the range of the poker trick and the deadly magic. It's pretty good. Now, normally it was Hilda, which was used to counter Marcel. But since you banned it out yourself and there is no Kalia available along with the Kaja, Batang is becoming a bit of a comfort pick here. I don't know if it's going to bring that much impact in the fights though.
I don't like it. If she picks up that Badang, she will need to basically work 3 times as hard as with any other roamer, and she's going for it. Okay, Apricot, I'm prepared to be surprised, but I am prophesizing right now that the Badang will have a terrible time, because basically on everyone there is a dash. Of course, you could say that on Lilia there isn't, but black shoes are low-key.
I mean, black shoes, yeah.
Yeah. So, into this comp, as Badang, wow, that's a hard time.
And it's interesting to see that no one's actually going in for the Purify. Because if you actually get caught up in that wall and the fist crack combination, that might really be the GG's for you because of the AoE that is present there. apart from Sunlight, everyone else have got that AoE. So it could be really good, to be honest. And a Yaye on one of the spectrum can just simply steal away Nora's golden hour as well to try and play with her own thing right now as we hop back in, ladies and gentlemen, into the Land of Dawn. Second time in this grand finals where 1-0 is where Zero Vision leads. The question is, can FUT Esports crawl back?
I wanted to let it kind of sink in because it's truly a question up in the air if they can make the comeback. But so far, just one game lost. It was kind of even for most part, so I wouldn't really necessarily count them out. I wouldn't dare to do that. But actually, Marsa with an invade, ooh, sneaky.
Always gets a bit more annoying, and this is how we normally see FUT Esports play whenever they've got that Guinevere. They instantly try and go for the invade.
Oh, wait a second! Ay, 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 you die, an apricot! Oh, she actually survived. I wanted to wait for a bit because I thought she's gonna die, but she survived. But wait, look at Sunlight. Yeah, I think Sunlight is she? Is she? Yeah, I wasn't quite sure because
yeah,
the cooldown in the early game decently high. Oh, what's up, Beijing? You know, Hana is definitely getting her taste back from the last game.
Yeah, I mean, it is the Phobius winning the lane against the Sora. You know, before that level 4 as well, Phobius might actually get a slight bit of an advantage. But, I mean, What's up, Beijing can just stay far back and clear out the lane with the skill 1. She's got a decent bit of range there. On the other side of the spectrum right now with that first blood going in for FUT Esports, you really can have that Zendaya snowball onto that Lilia, which you'd not really want to face because she'd be bursting down everyone. So you've got to be a bit more careful.
You know, Hana with that crucial level 4. Oh, wait a second, apricot, you got destroyed, you got bursted, you got deleted, you got erased. And this means that the first turtle will go into the hands of FUT if Sunlight cannot do anything about. Wait a second, actually, what's up, Beijing going in like a mad woman? She doesn't really care, and she needs to flicker out. Actually, 1v1 on the top side, Miyako against Baby. Wait a second, Sunlight. Hey, she got it. She stole it away. Action happening all around the map. Top side, bot side, mid lane. It's crazy. It's 3-0, and it feels like 10-10.
This happened to, let's just say, Kujo in the previous one where she was using the Leo mod, or rather, it happened to Sunlight in the previous one. She was using the Leo mod and Kujo was on that Harley. She was able to steal the turtle away as well. Sunlight showed that I can do the exact same thing to you with the exact same hero against a different one. And that too, which is your comfort on the other side. It was the silver lining out of everything that we actually saw because, let's be honest, FUT Esports starting with a 3-0, wherein you got Zendaya getting Miko with 1 kill as well, and that too a solo on Baby Irie. That is big.
There's the one shot once more. Apricot, you didn't learn last time. You need to be careful, or you will get burst. It doesn't matter. You are a tank. You are 0-2 tank, and it might be a 0-3 if she doesn't get the lesson.
Slight bit of a try from Sunlight with the deadly magic onto Zendaya, but again, she's got the black shoes. She also had that range. The mobility is insane once she lands in the shadow energy bombs. It's not going to be easy to eventually catch her. And we're less than 4 minutes into the game, by the way, Warren. You have the Demon Hunter being picked up already by Miko. She's farming really fast.
It's correct that you mentioned that. Wait a second, there is 1v3. We get back to it later. Actually, let's get back to it now because, wow, this delete happened in under 4 seconds. 1v2, possibly on the top side. Miyako, be careful because I wanted to talk about her. She was able to get a 1v1 kill on Baby Irie in a matchup where she should lose the laning phase. Scared, wow. But there's the ball bank, and now all the hope might be lost. Miyako, no, there's Nora. That will change the tide, and Apricot needs to flicker out. Wow. Miyako surprising me again.
Yeah, because you just made the Wind Talker right now. You could not really complete it right before this fight. Oh, she missed out on the cannon minion as well. It's gonna delay her farm even more right now, and she's going for the Trinity, rather the crit build, right? So you need the Berserker's Fury, you need the Heart's Claw for the sustain and extra bit of crit, just so you can stack the damage up. And none of that is happening.
You know, Hana not really giving a damn about Vosa Beijing having probably by stats the stronger hero for all. Oh, got destroyed! Yeah, Guinevere, clock is ticking. And you are dying right in this moment. Kujo kind of disrespecting, giving the shutdown to Sunlight, I believe it was. And there's the wallbang, Mieko! Not being lucky this time. And Golden Hour coming maybe a little bit too late. That's the biggest... Oh, Sunlight continuing to trying to go for Nora, but Nora, she has her passive. So Sunlight cannot really get it. Though, Genius Bound in the hands of Harley.
A few extra brawls happening all across the board here, right? You are seeing Foot Esports slowly building up that lead, but now Zero Vision are climbing back up. Just 200 gold is what that remains. Even after that solid early start, Zero Visions are the ones to crawl back into this one. I like the way how they're going for those pickoffs, or they're finding those timings in the mid of the rotation, how Kujo was caught off one time with their off position, and that was an instant punish from Sunlight. And if this keeps on happening, the second win is not far away from Zero Vision.
Well, if Apricot will keep getting stunned like that, maybe it will be getting a little bit further. Quite a funny interaction if Apricot jumps. Zendaya playing with the fire, maybe. Hana. Oh, she got stuck in the golden hour, and Hana is there, ready to... Not really hitting though, because that's the worst part. If you get stuck in the golden hour mid some skills, you will finish that skill. After it's ended. Using that ult, trying to disengage. The turtle, 4000 HP. Sunlight, Hana with flickering. Tries to kill whoever she can, but not really succeeding in that, though. Was able to set up skill. There's a Sunlight. Can Sunlight die? But Apricot dies. You get two, you get turtle on top. I mean, finally going to fruition. Oh, not really going that well, because what's up, Beijing almost 1-1.
No way, baby. We almost surviving that 1v2 down in the bottom lane. That is nasty. Now, the only big reason why Foot Esports won that previous fight was because Zero Vision had less members. Baby Irie was pushing the bottom tier 1. That was the only reason they kind of lost that fight there. Had she been a part of that, things would have been a bit more different. Now she builds up the Heart's Claw too, so still a bit away from a power spike, considering she hasn't really completed the Berserker's Fury yet. So it's gonna take her next probably about 2.5, maybe 3 minutes to get that one. Then we'll potentially see her at least Zendaya and Miko in 2 shots.
Probably, if she gets to that point before the game sprints away. The saving grace for Baby Irie is that the 1v1s later into the game should be much better for her, because crit carries are much more successful in those than the on-hit carries, and Claude, of course, with his build that's right now being played, has that on-hit in his kit. So not really that crit. So if Baby Irie can separate and maybe go for those 1v1s with Mieko on the sideline, on the split pool, that could be good. But yeah, that will come eventually, not now.
Alright. And now the Winter Crown being picked up from Kujo will mean that as soon as she jumps in, she's going to bait out a lot of skills on the other side. Plus the Violet Requiem cannot really hamper her in terms of the HP, which she eventually will pop the Winter Crown for. The revision will be... They need to be careful at this point. One mistake and this entire 3,000 goal lead in the hands of Foot Esports can snowball out of control to maybe 7,000, 8,000, and that becomes almost next to impossible to come back from.
2,500 actually. But right now they got the Lord. Foot Esports are buying up more of their items. They have the sorry, not Vision Lantern, but Flask of the Oasis, that's the name, for Nora, and they have the Corrosion Sight for Mieko, which completes her Trinity, I believe so. So that means that Baby Irie needs to wait for her Berserker's Fury before they should try to make a fight happen, which will be hard because Lord is coming.
Still need a few more, let's just say 15, 20, 30 more seconds to complete that item. But let's, in terms of the waves, she probably needs 2 waves right now, full waves, in order to complete that. That's when she'd eventually become viable in those fights right now, as things are not looking good.
I mean, it's looking kind of alright. They are getting the bottom tower, but you might be able to take in the meantime the Lord of your hands. Yes, you can. There's the wall bang. Cujo. Oh, Golden Hour stops the fight. It pauses it. And Miyako is ready there. Oh, she goes through. Not really. She gets bursted down. Almost Deadly Magic. Almost putting her down. Baby are trying to go. But she should be careful about going into those tight places, or she might get bursted down herself. Zero Vision with pretty decent defense.
For esports, really need to go for the pickoffs, man. They can't really sustain through those 5v5 fights. It's going to be a bit of a problem. Or at least they have to bait out those big skills first. The fist crack.
Miyako going in, but maybe going in too deep. She got baby. No, BMI. No, BMI doesn't really save her. She dies. Apricot and baby Irie for Miyako. I mean, that's a decent trade if you can get sunlight on top of it. No, cannot. But Holy Shield being popped on the bottom and not being popped in the middle, but being gone in the top side.
Yeah, it's still gonna stay only for the next 40 seconds, so it's fine even if it pops up or not. Doesn't really matter that much. But Zero Vision though, even after all of that, they're just 4,000 gold behind. And considering you've got the Irithel in your team, yeah, that late game still looks pretty decent. She's completed the crit entirely. Now probably wants to prioritize either the Wind of Nature to sustain through Miko's damage, or immune through Miko's damage, or maybe the Malefic Gun to have extra bit of range to run around with, especially with that attack speed.
There
now, the choice is totally hers.
Yeah, actually not. Actually not. Yeah, go on.
It's fine, they're chilling out. That's the only thing. I mean, that one choice of item might actually define what will happen in this entire game, considering it's not really out of the hands of Zero Vision right now.
It's slipping. It's like very ever to a climbing wall. So it's like you are on that rock, but your hands are not gripping it too tight because there are not really many things that you can hold on to. But if you can burst down Zendaya before the fight starts, that might be a good grip. Baby Irie is on the chase, but she gets stopped, but doesn't matter. She got the kill. Yunohana is now there between 4 members of Zero Vision, and it doesn't matter that it's Favos in
bottom
her
lane,
because this Favos is dead. Golden Hour together with the Winter Crown buying a lot of time. Miyako with that backdoor and Sunlight, she saw it. She needed to recall. Miyako, can she clutch it out? She is trying to do something. She's hitting the base. Half HP for the base. And Miyako single-handedly saving the Lord take from Zero Vision's hands.
But for how long, that is the question. Zendaya is going to be back right now, but it's going to take her time to hop back towards the Lord. And Zero Vision are just bursting it down.
Yeah, you are right. I acted prematurely. Actually, Zero Vision still got that. But you know what? It's still good, because you were able to respawn, so they cannot set up the waves as well.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't really blame you for that, because it did seem like for a second that for esports will eventually have bought enough time for their teammates to hop back into those fights, considering Miko was threatening that push down the bottom lane. But on the other side of the spectrum, Zero Vision played it a bit too smart. Baby Irie standing up with Ayaye towards the Lord, bursting it down, realize that since Miyako is not in the fight and there's no Zendaya, they can easily take care of this Lord. And I loved the idea for esports right now, being on that back foot. This is the reason why I said that even though they have got that 3,000 to 4,000 gold lead, they cannot let this slip through. Down bot.
Setting it up and flickering out. We weren't able to catch it. Apricot, Sunlight. Sunlight dancing around. Someone needs to try to look for the Lord eventually, but maybe not now. Apricot, golden hour, catching two. There's the shifting skies, and can it get more? No, it cannot. Immobilize, and Sora has to run. Hana is leading the charge. Baby Harry gets a kill. It's just a roamer though. I dies. Baby Harry is very deep in enemy territory. Miyako is still alive. He can do the damage if there's a cloud. Baby Harry is not safe from dying. But for Free Sports, this was a success. 3 members dead, 2 on their side, and Lord being stopped.
I mean, at least they've taken down that inhibitor as well, right? Side by side towards the top. So they trade the bottom inhib for the top one right now. And finally, that goal lead is slowly going to shift in the hands of Zero Vision. But for now, Foot Esports are still going to hold that down. Now, here's the big thing. Yes, there's the Winter Crown by Miko. Yes, there's also the Malefic gun. So she has that extra bit of range right now to work with. But all in all, Baby Irie is going to be the problematic fish to catch, considering how slippery she is going to be with the Rose Gold Meteor cooked up, Malefic gun as well, picked up early just to have that extra bit of range, and the amount of mobility that she gets with her ultimate. There's just one good thing for Foot Esports, that the far lane is where they've got the control. Zero Vision towards the closer lane.
Sunlight with that burst, trying to go for even Marcel. Hana stopping that face check from happening with her second spell. Well, this Harley will be getting deadlier and deadlier, and there's a question in the air, for me at least. Why doesn't Hana focus down Baby Irie in the fights? She always goes for everyone else, but never for Baby Irie. And it feels like Baby Irie is their biggest problem. I don't know why she doesn't go for that, but now she's going for Irie, who is running away. There's the double golden hour and Baby Irie again, but she's got bursted. She got bursted so hard. They still have the damage. Hana getting one off. Baby Irie running off. And Hana buying a lot of time. Winter Crown. The rest of the team can come in. And Hana not really hitting her second spell. So she couldn't chase further if she wanted to. Still, 5 members for Foot. Only 4 for Zero Vision. Now Foot Esports can try to get a Lord. And Sunlight will try to steal it. We saw that happen one time in the past. It was better to not with a Lord, but can she succeed here now? Kujo,
wow.
Fearless Requiem through her hands, and it's a burst down on Sunlight. She's dead, so no one is there who has any chance of stealing that away. Esports hopping into Elite once more, though it's kind of late game. I wouldn't really say that gold lead matters now.
They've reached that 42,000 gold mark for both of these teams. So you've got all of your core items on the main damage dealers. So yeah, I agree. They don't really mind that. Rose Gold Meteor completed as well with the Malefic gun. Again, interesting choice not to pick up the Wind of Nature, especially when there's a Phobius against you. There's also Miko against you. But you do need that Rose Gold Meteor to survive through the Guinevere. But the question is, can they save for this Lord push?
They will try to do so. 10,000 HP on Lord. I think they will only get the middle.
Oh!
Thanks, guys! On 4! Canceling out the Volt play! Wow! Bank coming in clutch and defending the... Well, not actually defending the mid lane tower, but still decent effort. Now, you might have bought a little bit more time to wait longer. Wind of Nature being built for Baby Irie. Now there might be a possible last play from both of those teams. Right now, Zero Vision are getting stuck in their own base. But they are clearing minions just fine. I don't think there's a play. Oh, there's the wall bang going on on Nora. And there's the Holy Crystal. Miyako gets burned. She gets caught. Ground and golden hour. Can she? Yes, she has BMI. She's still 12 long. Finally be able to escalate straight for Sora. Is there.
Hana!
And not hope about playing into 4. And it's just Kujo. And they need to run because Siege was getting very clear into a counter siege.
Oh, it's highly possible right now. You have got your frontliner, Apricot. She's still alive, kicking well with the fist crack. And all of the ultimates are going to be up as well. The minions are going to be marching down in mid though, but top is where the main problem lies. Even though you seem that the pressure is in mid, but it's not actually. It's going to be the Mega Minions up in the top lane where everyone is setting up that push for. And you don't have anyone hopping back up. Miko in the next 7 seconds, Nora in the 5. So yeah, it should be fine right now for a while, but I genuinely thought if Zero Vision planned their waves out properly, this could very well be the end.
The biggest problem for footy is their fights are synchronized. They are not really fighting in the same spot as everyone on their team. If we think about all the team fights that have, most of them, if we are skirmishes in the early game, most legitimate team fights happen in a manner where Baby Irie or someone else was able to separate sport into two groups. And that's just bad. You have so much AoE as Foot, whereas not all the damage, but so much damage is single target for Zero Vision that they don't really like the big team fights. But Foot, they thrive in those, so they should look for that.
Right now, they want to try and catch Apricot. Kujo's position is going to be the crucial one, though. Still sitting out up close, man. It's way too close. It's way too close for comfort. They've bullied out for esports from the Lord Pit, but Kujo could be big playmaker here.
Can she do it? Can she do it? Go! There's a frozen moment because there's a golden hour being used. Winter Crown, I don't know if she has that. Baby Arista's immortality.
Oh!
No, damage was sub-paging die. 16 HP on the Lord. Baby Ari needs to run with her life. She's lucky she survived that because that play from Kujo. Oh, whoa! It was crazy setup.
That one golden hour by Ayaye saving the life of Baby Irie there. Otherwise, this could have been disastrous right now. I'd have to say this is the best case scenario. You lose one, you let the Lord go, it's absolutely fine, but you still have got your marksman to save the game. Sunlight is also there, available with the Deadly Magic. Everything's going to be fine. Ayaye has got a ton of damage as well with the skill 1 Arcane Shade combination. 10 more seconds is all they need to hold this Lord.
I'm not sure if they can. Apricot getting bursted down first. She almost died. Immortality. The base is being Oko can free hit. She will end it, and she does it.
Massive performance from FUT Esports, and what a comeback right now. And you could see it on the reactions of the girls as well. This got way too close for comfort, where it should not have gone that close. Some nice item swaps coming in from the players. I did see Miko constantly going in for the Wind of Natures, or rather the Winter Crowns into the Immortalities, into the Rose Gold Meteors. So good item swaps working out for the teams. But at the end of the day, yeah, they were able to close out this one game, regardless of the Harley Sora pick on the other side. Phenomenal job for the girls here.
You kind of have to say that Kujo was the MVP. Because even though it didn't end with that play directly, the play that she made, where they were able in the end catch off Bossa Beijing and get the Lord, led to their victory. So yeah. Kujo, even though she doesn't have such a flattering score, she has 5-4, which of course, if we are talking competitive MLBB, is kind of a good score anyway. But yeah, it's not 12-0, it's not something like that. But she deserves the MVP because that play was genius.
I absolutely agree. Phenomenal play being made from her. And on the other side of the spectrum, I'd have to say what's up, Beijing was kind of caught off multi in those scenarios, right? She had to be the front line. And I don't think so it's even the problems about the items. I personally feel maybe bringing up the brute force a little bit early should have been the choice. Just because on the maximum stacks, you get that crowd control reduction. So that would have helped out, especially when you're caught up in the Violet Requiem, when you got the Phobias pushing you back, bonking you up as well, and with the Marcel too. Not the Golden Hour, but the Immobilize. I kind of wished if all of that, or rather, not just the entirety of that, but maybe some of that could have been reduced by that brute force breastplate. And I know I'm nitpicking here. It was still a good possibility for Zero Vision to hop back. But now I think so the idea should be, please don't allow the Marcel Guinevere combo to go in the hands of FUT again.
Yeah. You said it before. We saw it in the game. And I can confirm now that, yeah, it's good. And on the note of the stuff that's good, let's talk Emerald Diva, which will be starting next month on the 7th. And until the 2nd of the next month, you have time to reg yourself up. So register, get your lineups, so you can be part of this. Because we are just starting here. Frozen Diva, first season, much more to come, don't worry.
Female Pro League out here bringing a lot of opportunities for all the ladies as well as the lads out there, people. Make sure you follow and subscribe to ESEL so that you do not miss out on any of that action. And if you want to know where you can register, hop onto the Discord. Every single thing is being announced on that. The link is in the description of this video, and also click on subscribe button so that whenever we upload a new video, whenever there's the live streams going on, you get notified for all of that. So you don't end up having that FOMO as well, right? So make sure you hop onto that Discord and click on that subscribe button. Now, Warren, with that thing kept aside, we've also have to, let's just have the same conversation about how Zero Vision can get the adjustments in. What can they change in their draft to stop FUT Esports from going on with this onslaught? Interesting thing though, now they are back onto the blue side, so it seems like if you're on the blue side, you're winning it.
So far, it has been exactly like that. Blue side has 100% win rate, of course, out of 2 games. So it's kind of like those friends of yours who are like, yo, I have 100% win rate on Martis, man. And then you see that they have like 3 games and they are brawls, actually. So yeah, it doesn't really count. But those 2 wins, they count. They count because we can see them on the screen and because they weren't easy. That's the thing. It wasn't like 0 won easily, FUT Esports won easily. Both of them back and forth, bloodbaths. So we can expect something similar, but yeah, keep in mind, blue side has been the winning side so far. Can FUT Esports break the curse, or will Zero Vision keep the blessing of the blue side?
We'll have to see that right now, as slight bit of change in the draft, but not as compared to the previous one. We have the Hilda ban, we have the Kaja ban. No changes here. Is the next few that I'm actually looking to now. Would it actually be the Jushin? Because in game 1, Zero Vision banned her out themselves by being on that blue side, because it seems that maybe they don't like to play her. It's going to be the Eve this time around. For esports, it's a carry. The respect is there. Baby Irie is not going to get this one hero, at least in the next few games of the series. So you've got to bring out.
This is such a strong leadership. I don't know if it's one of the players of FUT or if it's a coach or someone who's doing that. But the person who's doing the draft, I have to respect it, because a lot of times teams have the good idea. They will see that one of the picks are very, very deadly in the hands of the opponents. They will ban it once. Respect. And then they kind of forget about it, and they don't do it again. So I agree. Carrie was quite bad. Don't let her fall into the hands.
Bad for FUT Esports, yeah, I agree. Pretty solid in the hands of Baby Irie. And also the same thing could be said about the Marcel. With how annoying FUT Esports were on that Marcel, it was detrimental for that victory. So they have respect banned out. But the question is, do you pick up the Guinevere and deny that? Or do you lock in the Valentina just to deny the Sora, or at least negate the advantage of a Sora on the other side?
Well. I think Valentina first pick. No, it's Leo Mort. They are playing a completely different game. All right. Yeah, we could kind of see that, because when Zero Vision was on the red side, they were banning Leo as their 3rd ban in the first phase. So it was there. The signals were there.
What?
Is Fanny kind of good into Liam or like, how is it?
This is just way too early right now. You can simply lock in a Kalia and deny the Fanny.
It's kind of a disrespect. Yeah, I agree.
Let's see, man. I mean, girls on both the sides are actually laughing about it. So it seems like they do have a plan of their own.
Zetian is probably, other than Lilia, probably one of good heroes. Because she breaks her cables, right? If she pushes her away with the passive. She does, right?
I believe that is the case. But at the same time, you're forgetting the one of the top tier picks against Fanny, man. How can you forget about that one pick? Free hero, which everyone has got the access of. Which works really well in our rank games. Eudora. I can judge the facial reactions of both you and Zakota right now.
No. Let you cook. I will let you cook. But I have to ask one thing.
Yeah.
Isn't the stun AoE but not like targeted? Or is it still targeted? Because I didn't play her since the... It's still targeted. Yeah. Oh, so everything is AoE now except the stun. That's target. Okay. Wow.
And you can also have the AoE stun, if anything. Like you use this fog lightning and then you send out the ball lightning. That's when you have the stun go to multiple targets. All of those who are basically affected by the superconduct.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
the only thing... Here's the thing. The only thing that they actually gave to her was a pretty busted damage on the fog lightning. Plus, there's a bit of a delayed damage as well. So, and you get a reduced cooldown if that delayed damage hits the enemy target. So you can literally cast that really fast. And now you can also use the Thunder's Rat in a specific area instead of just locking onto one target.
Yeah, I saw the highlight reel from one company we both know, and there was the Eudora. Yeah. There was the Eudora. Yeah. Did you see it?
I did.
Was it your Eudora? Or was it not?
I'm not going to say anything. I have the right to remain silent, and I'm going to utilize that.
Well, back to the draft. We went a little bit off of the script for some cappuccinos with extra milk. But yeah, nothing really crazy was happening. We were waiting for the bans, which they happened. Khalid was the third pick for Food Esports, so they should have the mid lane prio. And, wait, is it? All right. Because for a bit, I was like, all right. Much more sense lately I was noticing that some guy characters are so small compared to the females. For example, Lunox is so huge, and if she is picked up with a min sitar, he looks like he's 104. Which one of them is your favorite?
I think so. I'm kind of leaning in towards for esports right now. They have got a good dive with a really solid mid to late game insurance as well in the form of Zendaya as well as Miko. You've got that physical damage from Unohana and Kujo, and the only particular problem is going to be Apricot with the Tsunami Slam. Yes, baby Irie with the Spear of Misery can be a bit of a problem, but I don't think so it's going to be that big. If Kujo has locked it in as the second pick, she is pretty confident, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the third game of this best of 5 series. It is now turning down to a best of 3. Whichever team wins the next 2 will win the entirety of it, and this one will set us in that motion.
Theoretically, yeah. Well, we don't have match point for either of the... Oh, Apricot! It's the same story! Do I have a deja vu? Apricot, what are you doing? She almost died again, Nora! Can she get her? No, she cannot! Apricot is fine, but she had to flicker. Yeah, Apricot doesn't really respect the Khalid supremacy in mid.
And also the Zendaya's damage with the shadow energy, man. That has been hurting her. I think she...
It's enough! Yunohana lives, folks! And there is Fanny ready to cutthroat Apricot, but Apricot quite tanky. Nora, Sunlight might be getting caught off. She tries to retaliate, but no! She dies, and Quicksand Guard will heal Nora back up. Turtle should be going into the hands of Food Esports. I think they have all the time in the world.
Now the thing is, you can get this early to mid-game snowball with Kujo on the fannies, and Dea is going to be popping off as well, considering that Lilia is going to be hitting you like a truck right now. Sunlight not having the best of the best starts is going to be a bit of a problem, but now they've got to switch on to their mid to late game insurance, as well as Baby Irie will be free farming down in the bottom lane while Miko tries to go for the double lane.
Yunohana back on that Favos. Of course, before that level 4, it should be all going in her favor. Nora not really letting Sunlight farm. And Fanny with the sneak of the bear. I think she's uncontested.
She's been doing it multiple times now. It's like the second time where she's stolen with the bear camp. And if this keeps on happening, yes, I agree. Sunlight will be in problem.
And she gets even one more. She gets the bottom one too.
Yeah, the beetle.
Cockroach camp?
Cockroach, beetle, whatever suits you.
Oh, it's the beetle camp, yeah. It's the raging sandstorm, but not really hitting, because there was... Oh, SOD misses! Just like this, the Tsunami Slam for the setup. But you have to communicate. It's either the SOD and then Tsunami Slam, or is the Tsunami Slam and then the SOD. What's up, Beijing with the 1v1 against Yunohana, but I think Yunohana should be fine. Let's look on the bottom side. Sunlight now between 4 members, driving around, smashing, healing up. Nora could be dying, and not really. Now, yes, she dies. Sunlight dies as well, though, and it's a jungler for a roamer. And Yunohana has been successful in her fight, because as we see, Sora is coming from the base. Yunohana with a great cut.
If anything, Zero Vision were lucky that they did not lose anything else in that. Apricot was able to run back to safety thanks to Baby Irie.
Oh, this is a nasty 1v2, Harriet. Harriet doesn't care. Harriet plays it all. Mieko is SOD. No, Mieko is still alive. And Baby Irie is the one who dies. And there is the magic shoes. Sorry, black shoes in the mid lane, Lilia. Nah, she dies. So it's a marksman for a mid lane. But I think it's a good trade for Foot, because they can get the access to the turtle now.
They need some nice setups from What's Up Beijing here, man, because they don't have anything else apart from that. Yes, there is the Tsunami Slam, but Apricot is being poked so much right now that she cannot do anything. And whenever she goes in for the Tsunami Slam, there's the Purify popping up from Miko as well as Zendaya. So yeah, it doesn't really get easy for Zero Vision to actually rely on that one engage. It needs to be the shifting skies into the torrent form, which will give them that proper setup. Zero Vision have got their win condition straight up right now as they're playing in the opposite lane.
Oh, and now they want it to repay some love to What's Up Beijing, but not really happening. Though she got her ult burned, but Sunlight, he is this Leomord getting his hands on the orange buff and actually being half... Oh, alright, yeah, forget it. They are even.
Not that far behind right now, though. The good thing is that there was that tower now being traded towards that bottom side. So for esports, did not really let that top tier 1 go for Wayne.
Oh, there is the Tsunami Slam as an engage. Apricot, Sunlight, SOD hitting. Can she change the tide of battle? I don't know. There's Baby Irie, but she doesn't have the attack speed. She doesn't do damage. But Yunohana, she has been killed because those Vorexes, they stink, man. True damage, flying through. And Yunohana not really counting the damage numbers right.
And this is the problem with the Fanny, right? Whenever you're playing Fanny, you know that the purple buff becomes a priority for you. And if you don't get that, it's literally just a walking Fanny in the entirety of it. And that's the problem of Cujo. The engage was taken while she was busy taking away the purple buff, which is the reason why Zero Vision are finally hopping back into this one. Miko!
There's Apricot, Raging Sandstorm, Nora. Nah. Will she get caught? I don't know. No, she's fine. She's actually fine. And Cujo can, in the meantime, start a turtle up. Feather of Heavens for Miyako, so extra damage.
As well as faster dashes.
Yeah, let's not forget that one.
Now with the turtle being picked up by FUT Esports, they have got that 1000 goal lead. Again, the idea is similar for Zero Vision. Wait for Baby Irie to get that Trinity and then we do something else right now since the early game Sunlight's domination was taken away. But Miko...
There is the Kalia Tsunami Slam. It starts all up. There's a Beijing stunning them all. But now Sunlight needs to lead the charge alone. And it's also Beijing actually back in action. Stunning. Getting the stacks and stunning them all up. Can Miyako down? Yes, she dies. And it's as well with Yunohana is 2-4-0. Nora might be going down as well. But in the meantime, Cujo has been farming up. Black Shoes. Zendaya. Zendaya, run, Zendaya, run. Nora with the quick send guard, tanking it all up. And in the meantime, Cujo back with the purple buff.
Again, at least the good thing this time around was that she was able to push the tier 2 down bottom lane. So, all of that purple buff take was not for nothing. Still got something out of that. Yes, Sunlight is going to be a bit too tanky for Cujo to actually shut down. As even right now, she picks up that malefic roar, but... Zero Vision, they have been doing a pretty fantastic job right now. Not really letting FUT Esports snowball out of control in that early game has given them some crucial seconds to make the comeback in this mid to late game.
If Cujo wants to be successful in those 1v1s against Leomord, she needs Vorex of her own. I don't think she has. But maybe she does. Maybe she does. But she definitely needs something like Queen Wings or Vorex, depends. I'm not sure, honestly, if Queen Wings are a good choice for Fanny. Never played her. So you have to tell me, but right now, talk to me about this 2v1, because Baby Irie has been able to survive. Flicker over the wall! And she's out.
This survival was so crucial right now. That was just before this turtle. But the big thing is, yeah, the retry is still up for Cujo for this slot, and the fact that you forced out the flicker from Baby Irie means that she will not have that much comfort going into this next Lord fight. She will have to she'll have to play very carefully. Apricot's finally picked up the fleeting time as well though, but she hasn't really got a lot of chances to use up the Tsunami Slam. If anything, they have not been that impactful.
But she has a flicker now. Yes, there are two purifies. Yunohana. She doesn't want to get hurt for not. What's up, Beijing? Half HP. Oof. Sunlight flying in, using up that ult. Raging Sandstorm being used defensively. That's a big cooldown for FUT.
But they still have got 4 more ultimates available. It's like a 2-for-1 trade for those ultimates right now. The poke is still going on back and forth. And Baby Irie will now put the pressure over the far lane.
And Sunlight will get caught off. She doesn't have the Ducati. She cannot drive away. She has no gas. And Apricot is now being chased as well. Rose Gold Meteor being completed for Cujo as they make their way towards... Well, actually, Cujo with the 1v1 on Moscow. Can she get it? I don't know. I think Moscow popped there off the cables, and the rest of the team realized that they need Cujo to secure it. So it looks like Moscow will be free to farm for a bit. Can he get the tower? No, he looks like he wants to join the fight. SOD, yes, it hits. But I think it was supposed to be for a steal. Yeah, that would be a death sentence if Moscow jumped in.
True, yeah. I mean, that you don't really want to risk that in this scenario. You've got a decent amount of farm, not that far behind again. They've constantly made this pact with, yeah, all right, you've got 1,000 goal lead, we're fine with that. But every single thing that you're earning in the next minute, we will replicate that so that that lead does not fall out of control. I've been liking that idea, and now with the Radiant Armor being picked up for all three of the frontliners, it is going to be a bit of a problem for FUT Esports to at least burst them through. Not a single Divine Glaive yet. If anything, Miko is going for the Holy Crystal. That means her damage is going to be negated quite a lot. Zendaya is still trying to farm for that Divine Glaive right now, so that is going to be the main thing. For how long it takes for her to get that probably 1,190 gold coin item.
The ult from Apricot has been purified, and now there's Cujo ready to rock and roll, but she dies. She has been too hasty. Apricot dies though. Was Sabajin killed as well? Sunlight's still driving around, killing left and right. Oh, it misses Miyako dancing around on the Zaman Force. Sunlight not really hitting, and Miyako is dancing like the queen of the club. Wow, those moves.
Fantastic is the word that we are all looking for right now, as this Lord will take the inhibitor down bottom, and Baby Irie can do nothing but just clear this wave out. Mid tier 2 being taken down. Zero Vision are just caged down in their crystal right now, and that lead of 1,000 has instantly bounced up to 4,000. Zero Vision. Yeah, those two purifiers have been so annoying for Apricot right now. And Vasa Beijing, even though she's trying to get in a few sets, Warren, it feels like that she's not on the same page as her teammates. So they're not able to utilize that. And it's not just the first phase of shifting skies. You need to pull the people back as well with your enhanced skill too. That hasn't been happening as such. So it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, they should really aim to engage together, which of course is still hard at the same time, because even saying that, they have two purifiers. There's the Warx, by the way, for Cujo, so those 1v1s should fly a little bit better. But Miyako and Zendaya, they have their purifiers, and even if Zendaya doesn't have hers, she still have the black shoes. And I don't know if she needs to use it before Kalia grabs her, because afterwards she cannot. You can tell me all about it, but tell me all about it after his fight concludes. There's a cutthroat Sunlight. She flew too close to the sun and she gets burned. She gets burned to a crisp, and FUT Esports are going for this Lord and possibly, quite possibly, trying to close it out.
Nice call from the ladies. They realized that Sunlight, after using the steed, was just being caught off in an off position. They had a lot of stun to try and work around with it. And right now, they're just making sure that Baby Irie, even though she's cleaning the far lane, she doesn't really have that much easiness in terms of pushing the lane. There's this constant pressure of Nora and Uno Hana that if you try and move a little bit too far forward, we are ready to answer you back. And with this Lord secure right now, they will try to sync up all the waves, and Zero Vision have just cleared the bottom one. That means the minions will meet up, and it will slow down the Lord.
Leomord is a good pick, but the weaknesses of the team comp are coming to fruition right now. There is no one really stopping everyone from FUT Esports from moving away when they are in danger by the Leomord. And Leomord then wasting his ult kind of, and then they re-engage. There is the Kalia Tsunami Slam on Cujo, but Cujo, she's Fanny, she flies right out. She's quite alright. Sunlight trying to make a play, but this was too hasty, Sunlight. Or was it? Or was it? Maybe it was just alright. Ay. She couldn't even flicker out. She got destroyed, deleted. Alt F4. Well, that was quite a delete. Cujo missing the steel cable, almost paying with her life. 2 towers with the sword push, so not really able to close it out, but prepare the field to maybe close it out. And right now they are trying to move even further, but no, the minion has been killed, so 90 seconds before next big action comes in.
All the inhibitors taken down, so Zero Vision will literally have Zero Vision on the map. As we have a look at the items right now, Chassis Pauldron built up already though, but it is missing from Zero Vision's side. They were building up the dominant sizes and the radiant armors that they don't have enough right now for that chastise. And just because of that, Miko has been having a fun time. Look at her picking up the Holy Crystal into the Blood Wings and then the Divine Glaive. She hasn't really been having any problems out there, man. It's been like literally one of the fun rides for her. Now here's the thing. Sunlight doesn't really have the endless battle here, which means she'll not have enough damage for Nora or Unohana. It's just going to be that Vorax right now. This gives her a bit of tankiness, but I don't like that Malefic Roar so much so, especially before the endless battle.
Well, we will see how well it works out. 20 seconds for the Lord that we were mentioning. 19, clock is ticking. Every carry hero should have their core build, so the god is kinda whatever. What it tells you though is how many swaps you can make. Tsunami Slam is there, and there's the fly in from Sunlight leading it. The attack, what's up, Aging Dove being killed, burst it, and there's Babyberry trying to catch it out. She's dancing on the side of the battle. There's a Sodi, can she jump in? No, I don't think she wants. Hana now forcing them away, and Foot Esports should be in the clear for this next Lord as well.
17.5 minutes right now. The choice is theirs if they want to instantly blitz it down, or they want to wait for the Evolved Lord at the 18-minute mark. But mind it, if they do wait, then Wasa Beijing will join in that fight right now. And Sunlight does not want to allow them to take this one Lord. They're blitzing it.
They are. And I'm sad for you, Scared. You expected a fight. Me too. Me too. But it was kind of like, how you doing? They just took it.
Just a really good zone by both Unohana and Nora. It worked out so well. And again, the bit of those item swaps which we just mentioned is what we saw from Foot Esports. So even though that 4,000 gold lead is there, that is the thing which is enabling them to get those item swaps, which is basically being that turning point into those fights. Zero Vision right now, kind of in a precarious spot here. The question is if they'd be able to survive through this, or will they fall? They do have a decent bit of wave clear, but I don't know, man. It is going to be difficult. You got to stop Miko.
Winter Crown being picked up for the lead. He can play more risky, and this was a risk. He doesn't have his ranging sandstorms. Etienne ult, canceling the lead out. Lord is gone. The Lord is dead. Was the defense successful? Babyberry pushing Mako away. They get the mid lane tower, but base Crystal still stands. There's the Winter Crown. Hana buying some time, but she might die. No, she does not. She still lives. No, she dies. There's the Nora with the Winter Crown, but Babyberry gets traded. That's a good trade XP for the mountain. Shifting skies. Can she turn the tide? What's up, Beijing trying to make it happen? But Black Magic Shoes are dancing away with Zendaya in their stat. Sunlight now flying in. Can she get some kills? Tries to go for Nora, but Nora, yes, Nora dies. That's good. That's good. Can you get more? Can you get Miyako? You don't have the ult anymore. Apricot, she got the swab. She got the immortality, so she lives for now. What's up, Beijing? She will die for this. Chris pass. She went too deep. Miyako, Sunlight. There's Kujo flying in. Minions are still there available, trying to lead in. Sunlight now with her ult once more, and she is the only woman standing in the way of Foot Esports, closing this one out. Can she make it happen? Can she make the defense? She tries to go for Miyako, but maybe too deep right away. No! Miyako got sniped. Ay, ay, ay. She sniped that like a queen. Zero Vision.
Finally!
A successful defense in the end.
Solid work from Zero Vision. That one inhib standing in mid lane became their saving grace, where Foot Esports were kind of confused if they just want to go in for a straightforward end. Do they want to push all the lanes together? And in that confusion, it was Zero Vision finding that one ray of hope. The survivability of Babyberry in those situations was big. Sunlight baiting out so many skills there, and Mako eventually falling down after dropping down the Zaman Force. Man, it's been such a back and forth fight. But now you've got another Lord. Trying to control the far lane is the name for Zero Vision. They've got two there, and I believe they're kind of preparing for Kujo, who's been showing up multiple times to clear that far lane.
It might be. It might be they were waiting in those bushes. Mossa Beijing needed to run. Hana is still having one more item advantage. So, oh, there's a catch on Nora, but it's 2v4. I don't think you want to fight it. Baby Ari is already out from this fight. Sunlight now going in. She's quite tanky, but I don't think she wants to pop that Rose Gold Meteor before the possible Lord take by foot.
Vico's been dropping down those armored forces though, but the angles with which Zero Vision are fighting is not allowing her to utilize the full potential of that ultimate. We've only literally seen it give the dividends once, but the fight still continues.
And it plays again. Mossa Beijing gets bursted down. There's Ayaya. She dies too. And Food Esports are suddenly destroying every member they encounter. Apricot, she needs to flicker. She dies as well because Yunohana, the beautiful flicker second spell usage. Mega kill for Zendaya. And it is a wipeout. Food Esports are on a match point.
Just one more wave to deal with, and they don't have anything now to defend. And as you said, for esports, inching closer to that trophy. Just one win away from clenching their fist onto that and also writing their name at the cup. Very confident with this entire lineup right now. And even though the Marcel was banned out, the Guinevere was not available, they were absolutely fine. The Harith in the gold lane works super well for them.
I want to go back to Yunohana and give her some credit because I was questioning her item choices in the last game, and I think in this game she kind of fixed all those mistakes. Well, rather,
yes,
she played so good that I don't even remember the issues I had with her building in the last game.
Yeah.
Because this game from her was immaculate. It was so good.
True.
She has been tanking it all up, buying the time, then engaging on the right targets. She destroyed her opponent in the lane. Mossa Beijing had no business playing into her. She couldn't really do anything. She was stopped in her tracks completely. She didn't really have a full build.
True.
Even at the end of the game, and the game wasn't the shortest. I don't know what time exactly we had, but it was definitely over 15 minutes. So usually you would expect the XP laners to be able to finish it up, but that wasn't the case. And it was just the consequence of a gorgeous laning phase that Yunohana was able to pull off.
One of the underrated plays, as you rightfully mentioned, and somehow down the line when we think about it, I think so it has been the difference between Unohana on one side and Mossa Beijing on the other side, where we are seeing the differences in this entire game. Unohana being on the face, constantly poking the enemies down with the demonic forces, infernal pursuits, has been so annoying to deal with, and we don't really see the exact similar impact from Mossa Beijing on the other side. And as we said, she's trying to go for the shifting skies combination, but it just somehow is not working out. It seems like the coordination is a bit off for Zero Vision.
It's kind of tricky to pull it off because you need one of the factors to go for you. The first factor would probably be someone setting it all up. So there's a big ult, I don't know, Alice or someone, which wouldn't really make sense since they are played in the same line, but something like that, something that, all right, let's say Belric. Belric ults it all up, they are taunted, they walk to him, it's easy, you go in, shifting skies, free, you pull everyone back. If you don't have something like that, you need a reason for your opponents to be in the same place. But all of them had dashes, and they didn't have a reason to be in the same place. So on the other side, it was kind of hard for Mossa Beijing in this team comp, against this team comp, to do her work efficiently. And that's kind of a feeling I had even in the last game. I mean, the game before that. But in the end, Mossa Beijing was able to pull through. And she made good shifting skies, and it worked out. But I think in this game, it was very visible that she has been thrown into a pretty hard spot where she had to perform. Otherwise, her hero is kind of useless there.
And don't get us wrong, right? That Sora is supposed to perform against the Phobius. If anything, as soon as you turn level 4, instantly switch to the Thunder form, you can get the Sora or the Phobius down to less than 50% of his HP, and then you can have that advantage in the lane entirely. But Unohana never really gave her that option, right? And now with the previous game being lost, this time it's Zero Vision who are going to hop over towards the red side. So for esports, hopping back onto the blue. With that previous game win, they've ended the curse of only the blue team wins. But let's see if they can find something out in this draft itself. With the Kaja being banned, they have the exact same idea. They don't mind the same draft.
Wait, they were on the red side when they won last game, yeah? Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because for esports they won on the blue side in the first game. Then it was Zero Vision who won on the blue side as well. And now, because Food won on the red side, now it's Zero Vision being like, all right, let's switch it all up. We go red side. So I kind of like it. I kind of like the dynamic. Maybe I'm reading too hard into it. Maybe it's something completely different and I'm just oblivious to it. But let me have my fun.
It's fine.
We still have the bans before it gets serious, because it will be getting serious since this draft will dictate if Food Esports can close it out. They are on the match point. I mentioned that before. And Zero Vision, they can take the match point. Well, not really take it away, but they can equalize the footing. They can have their own match point.
Now the big point is, in this high-stake game, what are you going to ban out as the last option? Marcel is available, Gwen is available, or do you want to stick with this Phobius in the hands of Unohana? She has been avoiding, or she has been one of the key reasons which has caused problems for the side of Zero Vision. If anything, that source of damage, man, that is really, really annoying. With the constant chain CC as well, that is being brought out on the table by that Marcel. That is big. Unohana's Phobius gets taken down, so they've decided they're allowing them to take the Marcel.
Well, or they are allowing them to take Freya. Freya, she's been slept on in the first couple of games. I'm not sure if she was banned. I know she wasn't in the first. I know she wasn't banned in the second. I'm not sure about the third, but she was definitely slept on. No one picked her up, and no one really banned her. So now she's slipping through. It's interesting because what it tells us is that Food Esports can play so many comps that they can just switch and adapt every single game.
And I think so this is going to catch Zero Vision's off guard as well. Because again, with the Freya now being picked up on the other side, you don't even have the Harley to pick it up. So they steal away the Lilia for themselves. No more black shoes available for the other side this time. And they're locking the Lapu too. I don't know if this is the right opening pick. You still have the Marcel up. You still have the Guinevere up. And both of them pair up so very good with the Freya. Like, that composition kind of becomes busted entirely.
Also, if we are considering what was visible, and that was Freya first pick, I don't really like Lapu as well, because he doesn't really do anything well into Freya. Like, he can potentially kill her if he has Dominant Size and Vorax. On those two items, he probably can, but still, it's kind of tricky. And it's more so like, Lapu has to do everything good, and Freya, she can kind of do a lot of things bad and still kind of survive, run away. It's tricky. It's tricky, and now Lapu will be playing into Alice, so that's a losing matchup.
Even worse.
He cannot really. Scared? Sorry, what were you saying?
I just said that's going to be even worse now.
Yeah. It will exactly. It's a losing matchup, not good for him. Fredrin, he could throw a wrench in the cogs of the machine if he can taunt good.
Now that is a good pick. As much as that Freya wants to have that advantage, this Fredrin is going to be a bit too annoying. But the question is, if in case for esports pick up a Kimmy here? That kind of answers the entire composition of Zero Vision. You will outrange a Lilia in the mid lane. You will outrange a Fredrin. You have a ton of kiting. You add a Purify into the mix, and now even the Lapu Lapu cannot catch you. No Harley on the other side as well for that.
I'm surprised by the Khalid ban. I was kind of expecting that Zero Vision could go for him because they are picking before their opponents. Moscow now being banned out makes sense. Freya doesn't really like him. Same with anyone really in the lineup. I mean, Alice, she doesn't really mind that much because, wait, what is Kujo showing? What is Kujo showing? Did you catch it, Scared? Was there like a meme on the screen or what was there?
I don't know, man. I kind of want to see as well, but then I'd have to go back onto the YouTube stream and rewind it and then see. I kind of want to see how many attentive people in the chat do we have, guys. People, type down what did Kuju show there? What did Uno Hana had something on the screen as well? What did these people show? Try and see back and type it down in the comment section. I want to see how attentive you guys were there because I must say Zero Vision have been really attentive. Banning out the Marcel, banning out the Khalid, they understood the idea. You cannot give some of the busted picks to the other side. Now there's only the Kalea left, which could really be a good pick for Zero Vision themselves.
It could, and it kind of was leading up to that with the bans they offered up. It could be the Kalea. She can deal with Fanny, she can deal with Freya. And also she really likes, alright, it's Claude, because they probably want to match what will be in the mid lane by the opponents, what roamer will be there in the mid lane, and also they did not really steal it. I wanted to say they kind of stole away, but yeah, Freya, of course, on the gold. Ooh, is it a Valier?
Yeah, no, don't. Nah, I don't think so. Zetian, 1,000 times better. Kimmy, 1,000,000 times better. What is Vali gonna do here?
Also, what's Valier gonna do in this drip? Like, what? Oh my! It's F. It's F. I lost my voice. It's as if they heard it. They heard me. Please choose a different skin. This skin is hideous. Oh my, Shikigami. I didn't even know.
Shikigami Summoner.
It's so bad. I never saw it. It's so bad.
She's probably going to use the Legend skin.
Yeah, let's hope for that. But on the more serious note, Valier being picked up is kind of an off-meta, or did I miss something? It's still off-meta, right?
It is. For me, it is heavy. I don't really like the Valier pick here. Like, you had tons of better option to work with. Yes, you've got to Purify in the form of that ultimate, and then you could push the people back with the Searing Torrent, but that's about it that you can do with the Valier. That constant poke is not going to pose a lot of problem on the other side because the Lapu Lapu is going to show up on your face. You will have a Yaya constantly hopping back, clearing the way faster than you. That is going to give the entire mid and river control to the side of Zero Vision. And yeah, they're running with the Ruby Lilia combination in the mid. As much as you want to pick someone off, you know that Apricot has got immense capabilities of instantly going for a massive outplay with the I'm Offended flicker.
Well, and before those outplays start, let's remind everyone that until the 2nd of the next month, you can still register up for the 2nd season Emerald Diva that starts on the 7th of the next month. But right now, let's refocus, because for Food Esports, it's a match point, and for Zero Vision, it's their only option to try to fight back, because if they cannot succeed now, Food Esports will be crowned the queens of the Frozen Diva Season 1.
And for that only, they are in this land of Dawn. Miko is just going to try and get that minion as well. Oh, this could be a big outplay.
Oh,
Maybe Ivy.
Ruby, who is ready to turn the tide. First blood, and ay. She dies. Apricot needs to flicker. This is kind of bad, because you got a kill for a roamer, whereas your opponent's got a kill for the jungler. And also your mid lane died. I don't know if she missed any minions. I don't think she did, but still, she is not on the map. And you lose the bear.
bit of a problem here, man. Now, and I agree. Normally, hold on. Yeah, normally we would really see the Lilia clearing out the way faster than the Valley. Now, here we go, finally. Now, with this, Nora will have to show up multiple times in that mid lane to help out Zendaya in terms of clearing the wave.
This is such a one-shot apricot! She didn't have her flicker and she did not respect her opponents. Well, this little Red Riding Hood, she face-checked the wrong bush. Baby Ari playing with the fire, BMI, back on... Will she get dove?
I don't think so. Baby Ari just able to take those minions at the very last stage. Kind of missed one though, but it should be fine. But it will deny her that level 4, at least for the time being. Now again, over towards the Lord is where we're going to go. Early approach, or rather, early presence showed by FUT Esports thanks to that Fanny getting those early picks. But now, with the turtle dance going on, the advantage should fall for FUT.
Sunlight is getting bursted down. She gets immobilized and she gets bursted. She couldn't even use the Appraiser's Wrath. There's Lapu trying to turn the battle, but he doesn't have his spells available anymore. He needs to run. It's a 1 kill for 1 kill, but FUT get the turtle.
That is exactly what I wanted to point out as well. Even though it ended up being that 1-for-1 trade, that turtle is going to give them a huge advantage right now. For esports, finally looking way too commanding with this Fanny. And this is the exact start that they wanted. They did not have such a comfortable start last time.
Baby Ari with a perfect Purify, so Nora, she couldn't really succeed in that. But that means that the next Tsunami Slam will be ready to rock and roll Baby Iris world.
Bit of those taunts coming in by Zendaya. Now it is surprising to see the amount of river control that FUT Esports have. But the most of that is actually happening on the back of Kujo showing up. With the way how she played, picking off Ayaya so early on, then Apricot as well, feeling that pressure. You could clearly see the reason why FUT Esports control the entirety of that part of the map is because their Zero Vision feel threatened that Kujo might show up from anywhere, and she's for some reason she's got a ton of damage that's even enough to burst on Sunlight.
I mean, that burst of Sunlight wasn't really just Kujo's doing, it was team effort. But yeah, if it keeps rolling like that, she gets a couple more kills, maybe like 2 or 3 more. Well, we can get to that point. Corrosion side being complete for Miyako and 30 seconds for the turtle.
I normally do like the golden staff first, but Corrosion side has its own perk as well. You get that extra bit of attack speed, eventually slow down the enemies with those basic attacks, so it's kind of problematic.
There's the Brave into Land Shaker initiation on Zendaya. She needed to ult and it's a one-shot on Kujo. Yunohana trying to fight back. She is healing up. She's quite tanky in this part of the game. They didn't really have anything against her. She runs away. She's fine. It's a trade. Jungler is dead, but Zero Vision cannot really pursue the what was enabled for them because FUT Esports have much better spot on the map.
Yeah, that again, and with that, Kujo is hopping back in. I'm pretty sure she'll take that turtle and then she'll go in for her own purple buff as well. So that team fight did not really pose a lot of problems for FUT Esports as much as we thought, but initially, now instead of Kuja running away with that co-lead, it is going to be slowed down a bit.
They're trying to go for Nora and she gets destroyed! Appraiser's Wrath with Apricot's help! And now they are taking the top side jungle of FUT. Black Shoes being used, Blade of Heptasy is complete for Kujo. Wasn't that... Wait, what did she get as the first item? Because I would expect Blade as being the first, but it's 5 minutes. Shouldn't she be having 2 items? Am I wrong? Yeah, I'm so wrong. Yeah, where am I living at? Of course, she doesn't have more gold than that. Yeah, Blade of Heptasy makes sense. Yeah, sorry it's for fine. That, Scared. Maybe I had too much ice cream. I got a little bit of a brain freeze here.
It's fine, man. You've already told us about how good your math was, so it's fine. We can forgive you for that. On the other side of the spectrum, I'm just kidding you. Yaya finally picking up the glowing wand as well. Now she'll be enabled to build up that enchanted talisman, even the divine glaive, or maybe just simply going in for the wishing lantern to get that extra damage onto those front lines. The composition of our esports is still a pretty decently scaling comp. You have got Miko who will hop in with a couple of items. She'll be unstoppable.
Oh, she couldn't use the Bravest Fighter soon enough, so she got pulled in by the Tsunami Slam. She still has the Raging Slashes. She will try, heal up so much. She has the passive. Can she play it? Let's shake her 3! It's a trade! It's a 1v3! She didn't get Fanny. I thought she did. But Fanny somehow survived. There was the shot from the tower. But it didn't reach. Can you run away from the shots of the tower? Was it that?
It did not. For some reason, it's Fanny who can actually do those things, man. I have no clue. It sometimes ends up seeming like that, but it probably is that there were not enough shots by the towers in air.
Cujo will try to defend her tower and she will succeed in that. Cutthroat not really hitting. I think that was meant for Sunlight because with the percentage missing HP extra multiplier on it, I think she might have gotten the kill.
Yeah, and with those prey marks as well up on top, right? You need to deal damage twice to the same target to have that prey mark on top to get the maximum stacks, and then you go in for the cutthroat for the perfect kill secure, but none of that happened there. Now this third turtle, again, priority for Zero Vision, but Uno Hana constantly popping on the faces is a problem.
Nora doesn't mind. She will pull in Sunlight, and now Yaya actually gets killed. She didn't have the black shoes. She dies, and there is Vossa Beijing now against 4 members retreating, and they have to decide. They will either stall the turtle and maybe try to wait for II, or they need to make a different play because they are missing a member.
For now, Fud have simply decided that they're going to take the Lord, or rather the turtle. They want to have a bit of a gold advantage in their favor right now. It's only 1,000, which is not going to be enough, Nora.
Wait, did she block it?
Yeah,
did she block it and Nora ulted?
I don't think so. I think so. Nora's ult is already on.
Oh, there's the initiation. Bravest Fighter into Zendaya, Raging Slashes, and now it's gone. Zendaya is fine. That's the troubling thing about fighting as Lapu against Voliere, because there is the 2v1, Yunohana needing to run, Fredrin is not really there, Miyako with the ult, and it will lead nowhere. But back to the 1v1s, Lapu, he needs to decide. He needs to be super fast with Raging Slashes or Line Shaker to kind of cancel out the stun from the Searing Torrent. But I feel like, I might be wrong, I'm not sure, because my memory is kind of fuzzy, but I think he gets pushed away anyway, even if he blocks it. He just doesn't get stunned.
Nah, he doesn't get pushed away if he's using the Raging Slashes or the
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't.
Stays the same place. He's got the full anti-CC. Except for the suppression, nothing works on that dude. He's a Chad.
Well, yeah, if you see a 1 meter, 90 centimeters guy with a 2-handed sword charging it up, of course, a guy with fire is not going to move him.
90 centimeter double wielding sword. Crazy. And the fact that he combines both of them as well into one. That's where he gets that long sword.
I mean, it should be a great sword, not a long sword. I mean, it's long, but it's a great sword that has to weigh like, I don't know.
A great long sword. A great long sword.
Great long sword. Or long great sword. We can go with either.
Sword long great. All right, now Lord is up here, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like we've been lacking a few brain cells up here, which have
maybe
combined up. It's fine. We're gonna get all of that
back. And it might change the battle. There's Alice Throne of Ruin. She tries to immobilize and she jumps out. Baby trying to finish the job and she's successful in it. She got the pick off, and now Zero Vision can go for the Lord, but Cujo will not give it away easily. And there's Nora actually going in. There's a Sammy-san one shot in Apricot, but she gets the stun off. She runs away, but not for long. She dies. There's Miyako going for Sunlight. Baby, does she have the damage? She doesn't have the damage. And Miyako is able to slay the jungler of the opposing team. And now there's what's up Beijing. She has the Blaze Fire. Actually, Baby gets killed. Landshaker not really hitting. And Raging Slashes will be used as an escape tool. Foot Esports getting the Lord in the end.
And now you have to run back, man. What a way for Foot Esports to play. I absolutely love the where Miko did not join in the fight in the last second when she realized, yeah, everything else was used up. All the crowd controls were out of the mix. And that's when she's like, yeah, all right, now it's my time to shine. Look at the Ascent. Descended like the goddess of the Valkyries. Eventually turning that fight around for Foot Esports right now. That re-engage has been phenomenal for them.
Also, it was phenomenal, absolutely. But also there is one more thing, and that is the anti-heal being complete for Miyako. So she will be able to deal with Lapu. And even though I mentioned that Lapu can kind of match Freya when he's sitting around on 2 items, maybe even 3, but right now we are getting into the spot where he will no longer be able to do so, even with the Queen Wings that he just completed. Sunlight trying to defend the Lord, 10,000 HP is there. Yunohana trying to attack. Yeah, this Lord has been kind of dealt with for free, but in the meantime, the mid lane tower died. So kind of still good.
Could be a bit of a problem though, Sunlight.
Sunlight, he gets picked off, Tsunami Slam, but he's still quite tanky, this Fredrin, and this Fredrin is still alive, not for long, Ruin, who finishes him off, Tora is there, and it's Yunohana trying to tank it all up, great pick off, but doesn't really mean anything, does it?
Yeah, it probably is going to lead for esports into taking the tier 2
Maybe I remember the Blazing Duet trying to go for Yunohana, but the wall of fire will split her apart from her target. There's a Landshaker not really hitting because Nora used her flicker, and there's Miyako going maybe a little bit too deep. Landshaker on her head! She uses Purify, jump away, and she's still alive. She's dancing around, she's healing herself up. Can she get Apricot? Almost getting her, but getting Baby Irie in her stead. What's up, Beijing now needs to run. And Foot Esports are still able to get something out of this fight as well.
Man, the re-engage and the kiting has been immaculate, and it doesn't stop here.
There's the Brave Fighter getting kidnapped by Tsunami Slam, but he is there in the thick of it. Can he use the Raging Slashes? Yes, he can to escape.
Big one. A Bracer's Wrath onto the face as Unohana will finally run back to safety. And all the minions marching down from the bottom lane will eventually be dealt with. Zero Vision. Oh, these long fights, but for esports have been so annoying, but finally they find a break through it. I mean, even though you've got a Claude, you've got the Lilia, you also have Sunlight onto the Fredrin, and I don't really see them winning those 5v5 fights. And most of it is just because of how late Miko is showing up and how she's kiting around all of the CCs between Zero Vision and finding the right targets. Be it Baby Irie or be it a Yayai. It's been working out so well for them.
It has been working out so well for them. And I would like to add also on top of that, that Wasa Beijing should really thought about that Chastis a little bit sooner, because Miyako, she's not really gonna target the Roamer, but right now they are really bursting down the XP laner. Roamer dies, Baby Irie Blazing Duet, but no one is there to support her. She purifies to stay awake for longer. Rev not really hitting the right targets. There is Nora 2v3. Sunlight dies, and it's as well with Wasa Beijing. She dies too, and it's just trying to defend the base. Can she do so? I'm not quite sure. She doesn't have the black shoes. She will try to do so. There's the big Glorp trying to defend on the top side. The 1 minion is there. She will try to defend. Yes, she has killed this one, but does she have enough time? Apricot will be spawned in 4 seconds. She will use that. She will AoE. There are 2 minions. They burst her down. There's Apricot. She tries to change it, but she cannot, because there are minions enough for the base crystal to be destroyed.
And Foot Esports eventually claiming the throne, ladies and gentlemen. The queens that will sit on top of everyone. Foot Esports winning it all in the ESEL Female Pro League Season 1 Frozen Diva. Reaching the grand finals, not losing a single thing, moving all the way up against one of the roster of Boars. Even claiming the victory in that one with a comfortable 2-0, man. This team has showcased that they are the best. And the only one who stood up against them was Zero Visions. The only team, Warren, to take one game away from Foot Esports.
Wow. It was epic. It had... I teared up, I laughed, I cried, it had everything. It was great. It was so good. Foot Esports, their performance was by far the best.
True.
And the finals speak for itself, as speak the same tone. 3-1. Yes, we mentioned that the first couple of games it was kind of back and forth, but still, the third game, it was just theirs. I don't think there was really a moment since the start of the game. All right, I wouldn't say there wasn't a moment where you believe that Zero Vision could win it, but there wasn't really a moment where you felt like they are dominating. They are they have the wheel and they are controlling how the game will be played out, because all the time they were just responding. They were not either fast enough, or they were too soon there or too late there. It was never syncing up, and Foot, they were working perfectly like a good clock.
One of the big things that has worked out for Foot is their coordination and their decision making in game. They understand their win conditions, right? They realize that they've got a Fanny and the Freya in their composition. You've got the early game, you've got the snowball potential in the mid game, you have the late game secured as well with the Freya, right? So everything was set up perfectly. The only problem was that there was a ton of crowd control on the other side. You had the Ruby with 2 of those stuns, right? The Don't Run Wolf's King and I'm Offended. You also had the Fredrin with a couple of knockups and a taunt. So you did not really have a lot of leeway to work with when it came down to jumping in the backline. And that is why the timing mattered the most, which was picked up precisely well by the Divas of Foot Esports, man. And this is the reason why they're all here. But ladies and gentlemen, for all the audience out there, first of all, a huge thank you and a shout out to you guys, because you've been an amazing audience. It was super fun to be on this desk out here, Warren. It was I'd have to say, a fabulous experience, but it's not over yet. We still have got the Female Pro League, and the Season 2, known as Emerald Diva, will be showing up soon. The registrations will end, I believe, on May 2, or maybe they'll be opening up on the May 2. Let me get the confirmation on that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. It's good. Exactly. It's going to be closing up at May 2, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure that you register your team as quickly as possible, because the event is starting on May 7th, Warren.
No. Since you mention it, the thing with May 2 is that it is inclusive. So that means you can register even on May 2. And usually when there is a wording of inclusivity, it means that it's nearing the end. So I think we should be right on the money that it's up until 2nd, because it makes sense that you need the time to prepare it all up. So the production can be good, as it was great with Frozen Diva and all the other projects. But since we are here with Frozen Diva, I would like to say thank you to the production team. It was great working with them. Of course, those are the informations you don't forget, but I mean, at least from my experience, it was a great cooperation, great work. So well, who knows? Maybe I will even show up for Emerald Diva. Who knows? Who knows? What about you?
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to see how the competition will grow in the Season 2 Emerald Diva, ladies and gentlemen. And all of that has been brought to you by ESEL. So make sure you subscribe to them, join their Discord so that you'll be updated with every single announcement that's been going on. And if you want the registration link, first of all, it should be in the description. And secondly, it is always on the Discord. So hop onto that Discord, be the part of all of this action and the ecosystem that is being built up in Europe. And man, I would really like to see where this road leads us to, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the pause for this one, but the new journey begins after every end. We'll catch you guys in the Season 2 of Emerald Divas of the Female Pro League brought to you by ESEL. This is me, Scared Yet, and alongside me, we had Warren. Congratulations to FUD Esports for winning it, and also a huge shout out to Zero Vision for making it all the way up here. Good luck for the future events, people. Bye-bye. Good night.